I was going to make a video praising the 76ers.
How excited are you to team up with Kevin Durant?
You know, he's a special talent that I don't think this game has ever seen and will ever see before.
That can wait. The Brooklyn Nets have traded Kevin Durant for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and 4 first-round picks. The Phoenix Suns have Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, and now Kevin Durant. What can I even say?
Durant one-on-one with Allen.
I can say I caught it. I made a community poll talking about it the day before, and I knew they'd keep CP. Brooklyn wants young Bridges for what is now a rebuild. They obviously don't need CP3. But with that, now we get the best shooting guard in the league when he's on the court, paired with the best small forward in the league, while also keeping the point guard. If they stay healthy and live up to the hype, this is going to be a scary team. The West is going to be a dogfight. A dogfight like we've never seen. Man, the hype for the playoffs is breaking the scale. And we still have a third of the season remaining. With the new addition in Phoenix, let's just go through the heavy hitters in the West currently. All these guys have something to say. We mentioned Phoenix, so let's start with the best team in the West on paper. The Denver Nuggets are the top dogs. And they have the reigning 2-time MVP on their squad. A loaded squad. Who needs defense when you have the most efficient offense in the league? They're number 1 in offensive rating, with the league topping 51.1% from the field as a team. What? Half of their shots go in as a team. We're all familiar with the greatness of Jokic, but they finally gave that boy Joker some weapons. Jamal Murray is back, and he's been a reliable second option all year. The best thing that ever happened to Aaron Gordon was getting out of Orlando. He's an athletic rim runner who's almost 60% from the field while shooting the 3-ball at 40. A great leap for a guy who was stuck in basketball purgatory until he arrived in Denver. You also got Michael Porter Jr., a flamethrower on offense. He's shooting 7 threes a night on 41%. And trading for KCP and also signing Bruce Brown added even more perimeter depth, as both guys are shooting the clip at 40% as well. Their defensive struggles might become prevalent come April, but so far they've done pretty well as they are the 1 seed. You are who you are, and since no one in the regular season can stop this high motor offense, they're the team to beat as far as it's concerned, because losing to this offense is death by 1,000 cuts. Them boys in Memphis are the most hated, and they're all dogs. They're 4th in point differential, and they have the best interior offense in the league, being number 1 in points in the paint. And arguably, they're the best defense in the league, certainly the best interior defense. They have the Defensive Player of the Year favorite, Jaren Jackson Jr., anchored by the rim. As a result, they're number 2 in defensive rating. By the way, to clear any further confusion, the lower the defensive rating number, the better it is. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are number 1 in the league with a defensive rating of 109.3. Teams that play Memphis have the worst field goal percentage in the restricted area. Memphis is 4th in allowing the least amount of points in the paint, and they're number 2 in team blocks. Hands down, this team is very difficult to score on, especially inside the paint. Even if you don't like them, you have to respect them. Ja Morant is showing continued success. He's having another career year. Plus, you're seeing the growth of guys like Desmond Bane, and of course, the most likely Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr. Dillon Brooks might be the least liked player in the NBA, but he is their best perimeter defender. Bench guys like Brandon Clark and Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones has the 3rd best assist-to-turnover ratio in the league. They're both producing. Steven Adams was snagging 11.5 rebounds on 27 minutes before he got hurt. And they just acquired Luke Kennard at the deadline for draft picks. Kennard's a shooting specialist, and this will definitely help Memphis plug up their biggest woe, which is anyone not named Desmond Bane hitting a 3. A young, hungry, and now experienced defensive-oriented squad with some shining talents and a bona fide superstar as their 1, that's a recipe for playoff success. They talk about the Lakers so much, you forget there's another team in LA. The Clippers have quietly trended up the whole season, And most importantly, Kawhi and PG are both playing. I talked about this being their make or break year over a month ago, and to speak optimistically, this team looks good. Their chemistry is rusty. You see it in late game. If you watch that game versus the Bucks where Giannis dropped a 50 bomb, LA blew a late lead because after the 4-minute mark, their offense completely halted and they didn't score another point. But can you blame them when this group has played so little together? They have 20 plus games to figure it out. They need to click here as a unit to reach their maximum potential. And honestly, the way Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have been playing, it looks good. They have the makeup of a championship team. Norman Powell won a ring with Kawhi. Marcus Morris has been on deep playoff runs with the Celtics and this Clippers team. Zubac, Terrence Mann, Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum have all been to the conference finals. And now, with the acquisition of Eric Gordon, this roster adds another playoff experienced vet to complement their star tandem. This is a very deliberate attempt by the front office to construct a team specifically to win playoff series. If they figure it out, whoever faces them better be ready, because they got to deal with a first ballot Hall of Famer who's a 2-time Finals MVP playing with another first ballot Hall of Famer on a veteran team with a great coach. Enough said. Every season it's a war for the crown, and sitting on the throne, regardless of their struggles, are the Golden State Warriors. The defending champions are suffering from championship hangover, but they haven't knelt. This is still their conference until someone challenges otherwise. That Golden State ball movement is still next level. They're number 1 in assists per game and assist percentage. Assist percentage is essentially how many of their field goals were the result of an assist. This philosophy of letting everyone feel the rock is why they're number 2 in points per game. The Warriors system is so refined that they can stay afloat with Steph and Wiggins missing games and with the addition of new guys into the lineup. You got the championship core, that's Steph Curry, second best point guard ever, Klay Thompson, who's returning to his old form, Jordan Poole, who still hasn't reached the ceiling, Andrew Wiggins, who's the best defender on a team that has been iffy on that side the whole year, and of course Draymond Green. That's, in my opinion, still the best core group of guys in the league. They have the championship DNA, so I'll still put my bets on them against any of the Titans in the league. The new additions on the team have shown promise. Dante DiVincenzo has been playing that second unit role all year. His numbers don't jump out, but when Curry's been gone, he stepped up to fill the role, whether it's being the 6th man or sometimes even starting. The Warriors score the ball at will, and their ball movement might as well be trademarked at this point. They have championship DNA, and with how close the standings are, all they need is a good stretch of games to climb back to the upper ranks. You'll never find a 9-10 seed that's as feared as this powerhouse lingering down there. And with the 5th best home record in the league, nobody wants to see them at Chase Center come April. Now you know I gotta talk about the Dallas Mavericks. This team is one of the dark horses in the championship race that has a real shot. Brooklyn denied Kyrie a chance to reunite with LeBron and decided to trade him to young LeBron instead. To pair an offensive monster like Luka Doncic with the deadliest assassin in the league is a recipe for the spectacular. Team isolation, that's what I'm calling them, is going to be hard to guard. Defense be damned. How are you going to stop Kyrie and Luka Doncic at the same time? You can't double both of them. And they added Christian Wood in the summer, and he's been pretty underrated this year. The rest of the team leaves something to be desired, but no matter how lackluster this Mavericks roster may be, having Kyrie and Luka means you will always have one of the best scorers in the world on the court. Whoever sees them is going to have to man up and stop these two one-on-one. Good luck. The last two threats in the West aren't as dangerous as the previous teams, but they could put up a fight. I'm referring to the Sacramento Kings and the New Orleans Pelicans. The Kings have jumped all the way up to 3rd place in the West. These guys have gone under the radar to anyone who isn't a serious NBA fan. This is the team I've probably watched the 2nd or 3rd most, and let me tell you, they are electric. With the highest scoring offense in the league, They're having a season no one could have predicted. The Fox and the Ox got a connection. De'Aaron Fox has elevated his game, and his all-star selection is well overdue. He's probably going to take home the new Clutch Player of the Year award. Domantas Sabonis is the definition of underrated despite being a multi-time all-star. This man is the league leader in double-doubles. He's having a hell of a career, and I never hear his name mentioned among the best bigs of the league today. But you need more than 2 guys getting shots up to be the highest scoring offense in the league. And Sacktown has 4 other guys averaging 12 or more points. Watch out for those Kings. And finally, we had to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans, a team that was sitting 3rd in the West before their star guy went down. Since Zion's injury, they went on a 10-game losing streak that saw them fall as far down as the 10th seed, but with Brandon Ingram finally getting into his groove, they've climbed to the 7th, and they just need to steady the ship until Mount Zion returns. With B.I. playing the way he is, if C.J. McCollum and the rest of this team can hold out till Zion returns, they might make some noise. Will these 2 teams do anything in the playoffs? Most likely no, but crazier things have happened. So the Denver Nuggets, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Los Angeles Clippers, the Golden State Warriors, the Dallas Mavericks, and now the new Phoenix Suns all have a chance to make it out the West. Unlike other years, there is no shoo-in. Phoenix was formed overnight, and even with the star power, these other teams aren't a joke. It's a war in the West, and come April, the teams that best utilize their strengths and fix their weaknesses that I've pointed out will be the Western Conference champions. Thanks for watching.